basically wanted to do is get on here and tell you guys a story. And it's a story that I'll get asked a lot to tell. And first time it ever came up was actually my third seminar ever. I was in San Francisco, California. It was the third time I ever did a seminar. And somebody asked me this question, and I'd never really thought about it much previously until I got asked the question. And so today, a mentorship student of mine, he asked me this question, and I thought to myself, this would be a great video to share with the audience here. So the question that I got asked was, and has been many times over the years, I'm just chilling here in the backyard. What is the one moment that you feel changed your game the most? What was the one thing where everything started to click? A lot of people like to ask me this because I've been in the game for going on 10 years. Been a full-time coach for about 5 of those years. And so I got a good story for you guys. So when I started out, as many of you know, I was 290 pounds. I was very bad in the field, very awkward. I was very nervous. It took me a long time to really get any result whatsoever. I started to lose the weight. I started to develop confidence. I started to really get my shit together and do more and more approaches, daytime, nighttime, everything. Now, around this time, when I was I was probably about 3 years into the game at this point. There's a relationship there in the beginning as well, so it wasn't like consecutively out in the field, but I'm about 3 years into the game, and I'm still doing stand-up comedy. I used to be super passionate about stand-up. I used to really think I was going to become famous at stand-up. I still think like I could have done something with it, but really pickup took all the passion I had for stand-up. Instead of going out and doing open mics and waiting around for hours for my turn to perform, I wanted to spend my time in the field. I wanted to go out during the day, in the evenings, and then of course at night. So I'm still doing stand-up comedy, and it's in the final days of me doing stand-up. It's nearing the end of that phase of my life. And a buddy of mine, he says, hey man, I want to go do this competition down in Cincinnati, comedy competition. So I go, all right, let's head down, let's do it. And we drive down together, hour and a half or so, and I had mentioned to him the game. I had mentioned to him that I was getting really into this thing called pickup, and he knew that the girlfriend I had, he knew that I met her through it, this kind of stuff. And he confided in me and said, dude, ever since my last relationship, I've been really struggling out here. I don't know. I'll go on some dates with girls, but I'm not vibing with anybody. I'm like, dude, let's do this. Let's do pickup. He goes, when? And I'm like, tonight. We're going to go hit it tonight. He's like, okay. So we go to do the comedy competition. And I don't want to speak for him, but we both fucking bombed. We both did bad. I just had a bad set. I just had a bad night. I just wasn't on. The audience wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling the audience. It just was not good. And it wasn't that great for him either. So we're on our drive home, and we start talking again, and we both basically decide we're tired. Like, we're not going to do this shit. I'm not going out to do pickup. Well, as we're getting back into Columbus, Ohio, which is where I live, the on-ramp is approaching. The ramp to get off where the clubs are. And because we both just went and did comedy, we were dressed well. We already had dress shirts, jeans, all this stuff. And the ramp is coming, and I can see the buildings. I can see there's a couple skyscrapers around the clubs that we go to. And I see them approaching, and I'm just like, man, come on, dude. We should do this. So I'm like, dude, pull off. Let's go. We're going out. We're gonna go out for 30 minutes. We're gonna see what the fuck happens. Let's go. Let's go do this. He's like, fine. All right, let's do it. So we get out there and we're having a blast. We're having a bunch of fun. Just great night. I'm getting him to do sets, some of his first ever cold approaches in his life. I'm doing a bunch of sets. We're just killing it, right? And the night is coming to an end. And it doesn't really seem like we're really going to pull or anything like that. Nothing's really sticking. Just a lot of fun. So the night's coming to an end. And outside of this one club, every single weekend, there would just be brawls, just huge fights. There's these like rent-a-cop security guards that are always out there. And for a while, this one club in Columbus, Ohio, it would be like the clientele versus the cops would be fighting. It was fucking insane. And so you've got people fighting in the streets. The cops are fighting the people. Everyone's getting arrested. And then boom, 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 fucking tear gas going off everywhere. Just huge clouds. You see them spraying some. You see a couple of just like tear gas bombs going off, right? So now me and my buddy, we're starting to like taste it. We're starting to smell it. It's kind of getting bad, but we're not really in the thick of it. But out of the thick of it, a bunch of people come running. And I see this beautiful, just gorgeous brunette chick, thick ass, beautiful face, tight little core with her whole belly showing, little belly button piercing, just nice perky little tits. And she comes running out. She's with like a few of her friends. And so my way of approaching is I basically am like, come here, I'll protect you. And she's like, save me. And I'm like, come here, baby girl, like you're gonna be safe, you'll be fine with me. And she's loving it. She's laughing, her friends are laughing, my buddy's grabbing onto one of the other friends, and now we're just role-playing that we are saving these girls' lives, okay? Fun conversation ensues. I go for the pull. She tells me she doesn't want to come home with me or keep hanging out tonight because she's really tired, but that if I want to come to her birthday party the next night, that I'm more than welcome to come. So I start thinking, well, of course at the time, I keep pushing for the pull. I keep like really going for it because that's what I do. That's what I teach. So I keep going for it, whatever. She's like, no, seriously, just like come to my birthday party tomorrow. It's over. I get her number. I'm not thinking much of it. Obviously, the girl's really hot. I want her. That would be incredible. Well, the next day, I text her. She texts me back right away. This fucking lighting, bro. I look holy, but I don't know. I'll probably just keep it. Whatever. All right. So the next day I text her. She texts back right away. And she's like, did you still want to come tonight? And I'm like, ooh, this is interesting. Because you got to look at these situations, right? Like, I'm going to come to a birthday party. Who's going to be there? Her fucking some ex-boyfriend, a bunch of friends I don't know, a couple family. I might just like meet this chick's brother, right? And then if I do go there to this birthday party now, well, how much am I really going to get? Like, how much attention is she really trying to give me? That's what I keep thinking. So I go, fuck it, man. You got to say yes to opportunities in your life. You got to say yes to opportunities in life. And because you never know what could happen. So I'm like, screw this. I'm going to go to this birthday party. So I roll out. I go to the birthday party, and I might have invited a wing. I don't really remember, and I'll explain why I do not remember at all if I brought a wing or not, or if I went solo. Because I get there, and this girl is just looking even hotter than she was the night before. I have never slept with a chick that looked anywhere near this chick. I mean, I'd been with some attractive girls now at that point, but this is the kind of girl where at that time in my life, in game, I just truly, a major part of me still was just like, I don't know about that kind of girl. maybe someday, all the things in my head, right? Maybe someday I'll get jacked enough. Maybe someday I'll be rich enough. Maybe someday my game will get so good that I can get with a girl like that. All these different thoughts. It's just she wasn't really in my realm yet. And I get to the party, and just, again, tiny little shirt, tits fucking poking out, belly button piercing, tight core, big ass, just beautiful, beautiful fucking brunette chick. Definitely a little bit of Latina in there, just some fucking nice lips. And I get there, and she's so happy to see me. She's just like, you came, ah. And that night, she just spends the whole night with me. And again, because of those limiting beliefs, I'm literally like, why is this even happening? Like, what's so great about me, right? And she's introduced me to her friends. I'm grinding on her all night. This chick is stupid hot. I'm literally just like, again, this girl that I was thinking, oh, I don't even really have a shot with this girl. I'm now making out with this chick hardcore. She's grinding all over me, paying no attention to other people who she's been friends with for years. I can see fucking dudes out of the corner of my eye, like looking over at my chick. It was just so dope. And so everything's kind of coming to an end now, and we go back to my place. And I end up, through a kind of a long series of events, my neighbor's out there, he has some people over, so we end up hanging out with my neighbors for a couple of hours. It's starting to get late. The girl is now actually saying that maybe she's just gonna go home, call one of her friends instead of stay because it's getting so late. And I'm like, nah, listen, I don't really want to hang out with these guys anymore either. Let's just go inside and we'll figure it out from there. So we go inside, we end up hooking up, same night. Incredible sex. Incredible, epic sex. Awesome. Now, if it would have all just ended there, that would have been great. I would have been like, wow, holy shit, I can get a girl like this. Amazing, right? But then, for about 2 weeks, we're just at it. Just constantly. We're going hiking together. We're like hooking up out in the woods. We're fucking at my place all the time. And this girl, the thing was, right, is she's so hot and the sex is so good. Like, we're so compatible. She's fucking great. I'm fucking great. Everything about this is just the conversations we're having before and after and everything. And there's even like during the fucking dirty talk, just everything about it was so fucking hot. And I remember literally one time, this is graphic, but I'm fucking her from behind, right? And I just remember this girl was super loud, so she's just like moaning into the pillow, just fucking, just going crazy. And I'm just fucking her, just smacking her ass, just beautiful, beautiful girl. And I remember one time thinking, I was like, this is as good as it gets right here. Like, this is it. This is as good as it gets. And whenever I tell this story and I tell people this, I'm like, I know that there's universally hotter women. Like, I could look at Halsey before the baby and be like, Halsey's like hotter than this girl. I can see some Victoria's Secret models and be like, yeah, these girls on a universal level, like, sure, I don't even know. Like, just the face is like different and more universally attractive and this kind of thing. But again, for how insanely hot she was and how good the sex was and everything, I was like, I fucking made it. I can do this. I can bring this into my life. Like, I'm fucking capable of this shit. And once that happened, I then just felt so much more infinitely powerful. I just felt more confident as a man. I felt like, you know, maybe in nights coming up where I maybe wouldn't have gone out, I'm like, no, I've got to go out because shit like that can happen. That can happen to me. And so that was the moment that from then on, I basically took game more seriously than I ever had before. And I had been taking it seriously, but once I saw that I could get a girl like that, once my brain had the proof and not just the promises of the video I saw online and the people telling me this and that, but once I was able to prove to myself that I can fuck a girl like this, it was game over for me. And so that's my story on the moment for me that changed everything, the girl I hooked up with that fucking changed everything for me. And the message for you here is, there's several, but the biggest thing I just really want to say here is that the beginning is always gonna be the hardest. And the reason why everybody fails at fucking everything, starting a business, starting a brand, workout routines, fitness, everything. The reason why everybody fails at everything is because they don't have the stomach and the fortitude and the self-determination and the will to make it through the beginning stages. Because once you make it through the beginning stages, now you're building momentum, you're building skills, you're building character, you're developing a toolbox for yourself. And then it just takes this one fucking firecracker to now ignite for you to be like, dude, I can do this. But so many of you are never giving yourself the I can do this moment and pushing through those difficult beginnings. And that's why Jocko Willink says discipline is freedom, because it requires massive discipline to get through the difficult beginnings of game of anything in your life. So I wanted to share this video with you guys because, again, a mentorship student of mine asked me about the one moment that changed my game forever. So I wanted to share this with you guys. I hope you found it valuable. If you are interested in joining my mentorship program, which I'm probably going to be closing down soon because I just had several students sign up and I can really only handle so many at a time. So if you want to get on the mentorship program with me and work with me one-on-one for 5 weeks, you can head over to evolutiondaily.com/mentorship. You'll be able to work with me one-on-one for 5 weeks. We're going to take you from where you are now. We're going to assess what your goals are, and I'm going to help you week after week to bridge the gap between where you are now and those goals. So sign up for that. Apply over at evolutiondaily.com/mentorship, and I will see you all in the next video. Take the fucking plunge. Have this moment right now be your I can fucking do this moment. And if you've been trying for a while, or you're struggling to get going and you want somebody to help you to get the discipline, to develop the discipline, to develop the will, to develop the skills and the tools for you to get through the difficult beginning period until you can reach that point of proof over promises and realize and wake up and go, I can fucking do this shit, and feel that internal fire, that internal motivation. If you want somebody to help you with that, I'm your fucking coach. Head over to evolutiondaily.com/mentorship and apply today. You'll get a free call with either myself or a member of my team, and we will start working together immediately upon you signing up. Thank you for tuning in. See you in the next vid. Peace.